She offered
Is
it.
that what you meant?
No.
Yeah, but I don't really think it'll get done in 5 business days. That's by next Monday, and I
Well,
don't
we
think it's
can
gonna.
get a check to them in 5 business days, that's all I'm saying.
Well, if I get the, well, I can give them a check, if they're gonna take it or not, that's up to them. I mean, I'll just give them what he told me verbally. I mean, if that's what, if you want, if that's the way it has to be done, but I'm not saying they're gonna take it.
But that's not.
Right now,
Yeah.
I mean, they would take it if they had a bid, you know, a written bid. I mean, the guy could, you know, I could give him the money and the guy could change his mind, say, yeah, I want more, you know?
But that's what I mean, like, why would they take it with a written bid and not a verbal bid? Or why are you waiting for this Rich Andres guy? Why not go get somebody else just to make this go away?
He gives you a good price on it. He's good, and he's good at concrete work.
Actually, that's who they want.
Who? Live
They both want Rick Andrews.
Yeah, he knows them well.
If
He knows both of them.
That's fine. If they want him and he's a good price, then to me, there's no issue. So they're not gonna be in here next month saying,
Right,
you release this money to him, we still don't have driveways and the ground's now frozen,
Right.
right? All right, so Elizabeth, your motion was what?
We released
Yeah, just to clarify.
524.
2 days, you'll be done.
it will be done
Right.
today.
And I'll second Elizabeth's motion, which is that we release 32,524
Without the contingency.
without the
It's
contingency.
been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Carol, let the record show the motion passes 3-1 nay. For our 207-2016, it's considered the third release of funds related to the private improvements for the new use elementary school. See the numbers there. Total reduction of $230,330 as recommended by the Township engineer, plus we returned $817.85 in accrued interest.
No issues here. I'll make this recommendation. They're just about complete with their site work up there, and this amount of money is due at this time.
I make the motion that we release those.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. For 208-2016, it's considered the release of the remaining funds for private improvements made to the Crown Corporate Campus on Corporate Drive.
Again, this is for the work that was done up there to connect the old Mylan building and the other building. They did a parking lot renovation up there, stormwater, a bunch of different things. That work's all been complete, and we're recommending that full release of any securities related to that project. It's done.
What, do you know what the amount is?
How much do they have coming?
Bruce, do you ever know what that number is, by chance?
Was that actually cash bonds or just letters?
It was a letter of credit, right? He didn't put an amount in his letter that he requested back. He just requested the full amount.
Yeah, it was actually a surety bond is what it was.
So there's nothing wrong with approving it. If Dan says it's ready to be all released, what do we care what it is? It would be all released, right?
There's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else coming.
All right, is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Been
second.
moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. For our 209-2016, it's considered a payment number 3 in the amount of $142,081.58 to Youngblood Paving for contract B. And this payment number
This
3.
this isn't the final payment, but this is a progress payment on Youngblood's work. I understand now that they're complete with everything. Yeah, so the guide rail's in. There'll be one more pay estimate. Yes.
For the same amount?
About 92,000.
Okay. I'll make that motion. We approve it.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. For 210-2016, it's a disbursement of $10,000 to each of the volunteer fire departments for their volunteer retention programs. Again, that was what we had discussed at our budget meetings last year. We said we wanted to have them to have it by November.
But didn't we say that they had to submit a program, how they were gonna release the funds to
They
their?
had to do that.
Didn't we say that they had to show us how they were gonna allocate the funds so that we didn't have one department doing it one way and another department doing it another way?
There were no parameters set. The board could, of course, ask for a copy of the retention program. However, because this is a disbursement from township funds to the fire departments, they will be required to give me a report accounting for how this money was dispersed. So they owe the supervisors a report. But as to how they intend to disperse that money, that's up to the individual department. I don't know if they all have the same plan or the same program. The board could request a copy of that program for them.
Mr. Chairman, may we ask,
I don't know if they're ready for that, but go ahead, sure.
do you guys have a common plan?
We're working on one.
All right.
I think all 3 departments will probably come up with one.
We'll implement the same?
Well, I submitted 2 plans last year and I forwarded it to the other companies. I don't know if they accepted it, that's all.
Okay.
Okay.
But
What
the
did
idea
you
is
say?
to all use
Also,
one.
I couldn't hear you.
I think all 3 departments will come up with one plan and all 3 will use.
They will.
Just a matter of,
That would resolve.
now that we know we might be getting this, we'll be able to move forward.
Well, when we did this, I guess it was last year, the thought was that the disbursements would be made so that the firemen would be able to buy Christmas presents for their family. So I would like to see this dispersed no later than December 1st to each of the fire departments. Is that possible for the 3 fire departments to?
Does it have to be one, or can each company do its own? Because I'm ready, that doesn't matter to me. I don't want to put them on the spot if they're not ready. Ours is approved by our company.
I mean, I think that's a question for you guys.
I'm asking if the board needs one plan for all 3, or if it's 3 individual plans. It's the same amount of money.
I think the last thing that we heard was that we don't care how they work their retention program, whatever's best for their departments. That we were going to give them the money and they were going to use it as best as the best way they thought.
So what's your point, that we should not request the information?
No, sure.
Oh, no, they have to provide it by law. She was saying that we're not necessarily making them dictate up front how it has to be allocated. If they don't do it, then they'll show us how they did it.
Yes, I don't think we ever asked for us to dictate to them.
Well, we have to give the report for the tax money that we get. I send the report to Dawn
Right, they all do.
a month or a few weeks before the money's dispersed to us. So it would be the same way, I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Yes, it would just be a separate
And
report.
how we do it, is that important? How, to you right now, before
I
time?
don't think the board has specified a type of procedure. What I'm hearing is, and I remember from our budget discussions, what was discussed amongst board members was whatever works for each department.
That's what I thought.
They just want an accounting of that. Actually,
You'll
it's,
get a list of our membership saying, like we do with our expenditures.
right. I would think you would have a formula as based on service or performance, or how many, who shows up to how many calls, or that's.
Correct, that's done.
That's what it's going to be, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we weren't trying to make this complicated.
Right.
Okay.
We make
Thank
it. I'll make that motion.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion. What was the motion about?
So,
6/10, 2016.
Before December 1st.
Before December 1st? Yes, I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. 2/11/2016, it's to consider the transfer of $500,000 from Slovenian CD to the general fund for our paving program.
Can I just say I told you so?
Is there a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved, second, and
Never
seconded.
should have put it into savings to begin with.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, the motion carries. This one, Dawn, for the Lawrence Sewer project, where will it go?
It'll go to a separate CD that stands by itself, allocated just for the Lawrence project. As you're aware, the board committed $1 million for that project. This is one of what I think is the board was going to set aside as 3 payments, annual payments. This next year, for example, you'll set aside a similar amount into that same fund. That fund will be earmarked solely for use for the Lawrence sewage project.
Is this our first one?
This is the first one, yes, that's right.
I'll make the motion that we transfer 335 to a Slovenian seat. specifically for the Lawrence Sewage project.
It's been moved, is there a second? It's been moved and seconded, those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Opposed?
Uh,
She said no.
Just, so I didn't hear any other ayes.
Aye.
Okay, all right. Carol, to ensure the motion carries with 3 ayes and 1 nay. Mrs. Collins. For 2/13/2016, it's considered the request of the Montour Trail Council to use our Cecil Park on Saturday, September 23rd for their cycling event. Let me just describe it to the residents.
Yeah, what is happening is the Montour Trail Council had requested, they want to have a 15th annual tour of the Montour on September 23rd, 2017. The ride has to be an out and back, meaning from Cecil to Coraopolis and back to Cecil. And they're looking to use Cecil Township as their starting point. The logistics and why I bring it in front of the board is they would need parking for about 400 cars from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. and they anticipate having 500 to 600 riders. So it's a rather large event, and traditionally that is the week of the Fall Festival as well. So it may not
accommodate their cars.
I think the accommodation of that many vehicles becomes a problem.
We could if it was a separate day from our festival, as long as Mr. Cerezia cooperates and allows us them to use that.
Right, so generally you have vendors coming in and things that week.
Well, it'll never work the same weekend as our festival.
Could the starting point be moved up Hendersonville or utilize the roads and the parkways, the parks there?
Is anybody here from the Trail Council? I know it's early, we need to work this out because it can't happen the same weekend as our festival.
All right, okay.
All right, for 2/14/2016, it's to consider the request of the Rails to Trail Conservancy, that's Sojourn Group, for the use of the Cecil Park on Thursday and Friday, June 22nd and June 23rd, for the overnight cycling event.
This happened in 2015. Some of the board members may recall it was a cycling event. They camp overnight in the park. Porta-johns are brought in and portable shower trucks are brought in for the cyclists. Then they go back out.
Any issues last time?
There were some questions and concerns, basically because the shower trucks utilize water and there were some concerns and complaints regarding that.
No issues?
No issues as far as, no, parking, disorderly conduct, nothing like to that.
I think there was a lot of drinking, and there were Girl Scouts.
What?
Right, there were Girl Scouts right next to them.
Oh,
That
that's
was
right.
the year before. That wasn't last year's.
No, right, it was held 2 years ago, 2015, that's right, I remember.
Well, then there was a problem.
Yes, there was a problem when it was here 2 years ago, yes.
Who's talking? Oh, I couldn't see who it was.
How was that problem handled or resolved?
It wasn't resolved, it wasn't handled. They were selling alcohol next to one of the stands where the Girl Scouts were at. It was on Facebook, it was all over the
I
internet.
remember that, I don't know
Yeah.
what issues we had.
Well, you got little kids running around in a Girl Scout event and a vendor selling alcohol. There's the problem. Don't you think that's a problem?
Was there a problem? I mean, were the kids going over to the stand?
No, but you got the park, signed up for kids, Girl Scouts. You got all these tents set up. You could have pedophile, you could have whatever. You got all these Girl Scout girls running all over the park. What happens if one of the girls gets grabbed, thrown in a tent?
Well, maybe that wasn't a good
I mean,
idea.
it wasn't a problem. I'm just giving you the worst case scenario.
Well, I would understand that, but the thing is that was happenstance that both groups happen to want the same weekend. What's on the calendar for our?
It's not the same weekend. I already looked.
Well, that's good then, right? I mean, if the board's interested in that Sojourn Group again to accommodate them, obviously it's not on the same weekend as the Girl Scouts weekend. So if you have any questions, assuming that's the case?
Yeah, we're not allowed to have
How
alcohol.
can you sell alcohol without a permit?
Yes.
It's not that we're not allowed. Our Parks Board doesn't want alcohol at the festival. That's
Permit.
that's
This is like a festival, right?
our Parks Board. They want to consider it a family event, and they just don't want alcohol there for the festival. It has nothing to do with whether another.